Hello again. Thank you very much for joining me here on Movie Ninja. Tonight I'm going to be talking about Guardians of Justice, new Netflix sci fi superhero action show. It's a mess. Coming out the gate blunt with that, but it's kind of unavoidable, unfortunately. This show, in the very beginning, it focuses on the unexpected demise of this world's equivalent of Superman, Marvelous Man, and the ensuing chaos all over the world. This was a superhero that dedicated himself to maintaining balance of more or less peace all over the world. And with him gone, the power vacuum just allowed, as I said, chaos. The first couple of episodes entice you with a possible whodunit, because even though the show in the very first episode it just it shows you what happens. uh, the show itself proposes, well, what if what we think we know isn't the truth? Okay, then give me a mystery. Go through the motions, list out your suspects, compile evidence, and then show me show me some sort of result of a whodunit. But the show doesn't know what it wants to be, unfortunately. Is it a whodunit? Is it a subversive deconstruction of the superhero genre? Is it a wink and a nod to the edge lord mid 90s, sort of like Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, bit of Alan Moore, sort of, grim comic book versions of superheroes? Then the answer to all of them is yes. Yes, with a question mark at the very end, because it just can't decide, unfortunately. Close to the end of the season of this 7 episode series, it does seem like they're zooming in on something, which could be, as I mentioned, possibly subversive and inventive and unexpected. Giving new depths to certain characters. And then it just turns into it it just turns into what it started was, which was an unorganized volley of images and ideas that don't really amount to anything, unfortunately, as a narrative. Something that I feel deserves recognition here is that one of the things that one of the things that I felt took away from the overall enjoyment of the show was an inability to focus on any particular style or motif. So every single episode, you're visually bombarded with numerous, countless changes of a media mashup, really. You have the live action, but then you have animation, then you have pixel art, pixel animation, you have claymation. Uh, just it all becomes too much. It all becomes too much, and almost all of it is done with very brutal smash cuts and highlighted with just countless just neon flashes. One of the things I really didn't like was that there was a lot of decent action choreography and decent hand-to-hand fight scenes that were really undercut by a lot of visual mess, a lot of unnecessary special effects that I guess in theory were supposed to highlight a kind of video game or comic book aesthetic with action lines and neon flashes to punctuate punches and different things, but it's all a blur when just so many things are in play at the same time on screen. Now, what I want to say, if you've stuck around, I want to say that everyone that put in work on those different mediums, you did a good job. And there's no subtext there. There's no sarcasm. You did a good job. The animation, the claymation, the pixel art, everything that I just named. You did good. I just wish it is all combined into a serviceable story, unfortunately. I actually feel that the efforts of the artists and the teams involved was not properly put to good use just by the showrunners. It's not them, unfortunately. Just like talent was showcased, very very good, like everything that I just named. Very very admirable quality work. But when it all is sort of kind of clumsily stitched together like an extremely random version of MTV's Liquid Television, just like it doesn't really have the opportunity, like any of those art styles don't really have the opportunity to be celebrated, just like, because they become a distraction. They're organized in such a way that you can't appreciate them in the moment, unfortunately. So, once again, I want to make a very clear distinction. I didn't really like the organization of the narrative, and really the setup to the conclusion. Just, it's possible that they're teasing a second season, but I really don't see what the point would be, especially with the way that the show ended. Because it offered you an answer, but then just offered up more questions. Like, literally, just offered up more questions. To suppose, like, well, hey, it proposed a what-if scenario that pretty makes the motivations of the main character pretty much null and void. As if like, okay, like, oh, what was the purpose of all of this? Well, you tell me. Showrunners? Producers? Director? What were you trying to say? What was the ultimate end goal of any of this? Just... Wait. Once again, the production value was pretty good for what it was. And I do want to give credit where credit is due when it came to a lot of the artists and contributors to the series as a whole. But man, this did not do it for me. But anyways, I know I'm probably going to catch flack for this. I don't like rant reviews, and I try not to do them on this channel as well. But I do think people need to be aware that this is, this is not... I can't recommend it. I can't, unfortunately. The performances were serviceable. Diamond Dallas is the main character of the show, and he actually does a pretty decent job. You know, go figure that, pro wrestlers are actually like good actors. I know that for fans of pro wrestling that remember back from when the WWE was the WWF, like, yeah, I remember those days. That, like, and people said, like, oh, it's all fake. No, but you have to really be athletic and you have to really be able to act. And Diamond Dallas shows that. He actually is very good in the role that he was given as Nighthawk. But ultimately, yeah, I can't give this a solid recommendation. Just the way that it all came together, even though I liked a lot of the elements involved, just the way that they tried to organize it, and then just in a very confused way, sort of just lost track of what they were trying to do when they were making the show. So yeah, unfortunately, Guardians of Justice, I can't give this a recommendation. Even though it's only 7 episodes and each of those episodes is under, well, most of the episodes are under half an hour. Yeah, I can't give this a recommendation. Sorry. Anyways, this is one of my less enthusiastic reviews, but I still thank you for watching watching the video, listening to my thoughts, as unenthusiastic as they were. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you think I was too hard on it? Did you think I was not harsh enough? Let me know in the comments section. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me here on Movie Ninja. I hope you have a good rest of your day.